Wow, everybody, meeting number 32, Kwaai weekly public meeting. And look, this is the t-shirt. Okay, you don't get one of these. You don't get one of these unless you attend the summit. Okay.
Give us a twirl.
There we go, the twirl. And there we go.
You can't make a donation and get one on the website though.
You could. Okay. I'll put a store up at some time, but look, it's not our purpose to fund this organization by selling merch. There is a Printify store coming up. Hey, Mark, we can do that. Okay, so look, we're at the 32nd Happy Kwaai Day, and I want to just read. I just want to tell you something that, you know, just 3 big tech firms control 2/3 of the global market for cloud computing resources used to develop AI models. We know that this centralization results in AI systems designed to serve corporate interests. So publicly developed and owned AI models and the computing infrastructure could democratize the technology itself, creating an open platform for innovation and offering guarantees about the availability, equitability, and sustainability of AI technology. Those aren't my words. That comes hot off the press from the Brookings Institute, from Norman Eisen. And Norman was in conversation with Nathan Sanders and with Bruce Schneier. Now, Bruce Schneier is one of our guests, one of our speakers at the upcoming summit. Research about Bruce Schneier. He is a guru in the space. So Brookings goes on to say the US should establish a federal services agency dedicated to AI to democratize the field while prioritizing the impact of AI models on democracy. Look, we can't wait for that. We can't wait for another government agency to be formed in order to right the ship. The ship is in trouble. On its current course, AI is likely to lead us down a dystopian path. We're all gathered here together in this movement to do something about it, to not just fret about it and wring our hands and be passive about it and write blog posts. No, Kwaai is a movement with a mission to democratize AI, and we're doing it in practical ways. We're doing it through software development, open source, personal AI development. We're doing it through research, and we're doing it through policy drafting, and all in the service of democratizing AI. Thank you all for attending and for your vigorous support, not just on Fridays, although we love to see you on Fridays. During the week, we've got work group sessions, and we're moving things forward. Proof of the pudding will be when we show off our milestone at the summit. This will be a major point of traction that we can talk about as we try and gain new membership, as we try and get funding. So thank you all for being here along on the journey. Back to you, Matt.
Awesome. Thank you, Reza. Really appreciate that lead up. So important as we're heading into the agenda today. You know, really today it's all about, you know, the summit and, you know, ways that you can kind of help promote and share Kwaai at this moment. What can you do here at this moment? So Reza, you had posted the Kwaai manifesto. This was something that we had forgot to post the Kwaai manifesto on our website here. I'd love for you to just share a few words about that.
Sure. This was the original ideation back in July last year. We've updated it somewhat since then, so it's still got the July date on it, but it's got our latest thinking about how are we going to counteract monopolization, and we do it through the development of personal AI. AI, now it's personal, and I think that's a more digestible message and tagline for consumers, frankly, for businesses, rather than an esoteric, theoretical treatise on complaining about monopolization. So have a read of it. We'd love your feedback. It's already been through the ringer many times. There are lots of people that contributed to it. It still tries to maintain the essence of the initial manifesto. Look, it's called a manifesto. It's echoing some of the structure of some other manifestos, because this is very important. We are creating a movement, a grassroots movement, to turn things around, to counteract these issues that the Brookings Institute itself identified. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Riza. And, really crucial to this is, if you're ever just not quite sure where to send folks, this is what to send them. Send them that manifesto. If that resonates with them, then, they'll be a good fit to join this community and get involved. That is what we have right now, is this opportunity to get folks involved and, get folks passionate about moving in the same direction together. So please send them to the website. Please give Riza and I and the Kwaai marketing team that's evolving in the Kwaai marketing Slack channel thoughts, feedback, suggestions on the messaging, on the website, on what's there, on what you need in order to help spread the word for Kwaai. Toby is going to share a little bit today just about something that you can do today in order to share more about Kwaai and help our marketing efforts a little bit. But please do take a look at some of the new stuff on the website and let us know what feedback that you have. Yeah, Kai, go ahead.
Yes, I want just to echo what you say, Reza. Actually, what we are doing is beyond AI. What I mean by that is, when we see what's going on in the world, democracy is in danger. We are re-shrinking into totalitarian and so on. So when we touch about AI and it becomes personal, indirectly we touch about democracy. So I just want us to have this thing in the background. Yeah, it's not just technology, even though it looks like it's just technology.
Right.
Well,
thank you. Thanks, Kai.
Michael, a quick one here, and then we'd love to hear more from you as well at the end.
Yeah, no, I understand Reza's trepidation about the being to fail to democratize AI, because it leads to a form of economic slavery. But the other side of the coin in all this is that there are government entities that have an interest in using it for either good or for ill, and we have to be very careful about how we deploy it so that we don't put really powerful technology in the hands of bad actors. And that is a consideration that frightens me in my own work because of the kind of hardware I'm engineering. So that's all I have to say for now. Thank you for listening.
Michael, thanks so much. We'll touch on that more later on. Doc Searles himself might come on to this call. I just got off a call with him. We're on the same IEEE working group, and this is exactly the thing where you need self-sovereign identity and you need security. You need a trust layer that is able to ensure that bad actors can't use and use these agents that we are building to impersonate us. And so, very important. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, well said. And Michael will be attending the summit, is what I heard. So we'll have an opportunity to meet you next week in person. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Please, if you haven't already, you are planning to attend, please hop on the website and just fill out the Google form. That'll certainly be helpful for us to get a more accurate count. We want to make sure everybody has a good time and that we're taking care of everybody and that we know you're coming. So for us to roll out the welcome wagon for you in the right way, please do go and RSVP if you're planning, especially if you're planning on attending in person, but even if you're planning on just attending virtually on the LinkedIn stream. We'll start at 12. We'll kick it off. Our agenda is posted here, as is more information about our keynote speakers and what they are going to be speaking about. We'll have two sections of keynotes here, one in the morning with Doc Searles and Pankaj Kedia, and then a little bit further in the afternoon with John Willis and Bruce Schneier. So we're very excited to have these folks coming in to speak. We're very happy to also be able to host a lot of the Kwaai advisors here who are going to be showing up and offering their thoughts, expertise, and perspective. First, a big shout out to Brittany. Brittany, I see you on. Do you want to say, please, if you want to say hello, come on video for a moment. Would love for you to introduce your face to the group if you can. Brittany is going to be hosting our Q&A sessions with panelists. She's developing some kind of canned questions, but we also have a big bias for audience Q&A. Can't talk today. Thank you, Brittany. Really appreciate you. She is going to be helping us MC those panel discussions. Mike Rubin, I see you're on. A luminary from the PC era. How personal AI is analogous there. Balaji, our leader, will be showing off his Kwaai bots, but also talking about a lot of these things on the panel. So we're really happy for these folks. Ramon, as I mentioned, Ramon's got the high score coming up from the Honduras in order to speak to the group about what is personal AI alongside Balaji. So these are sessions that you're not going to want to miss. As well as Sushil Kumar. Mark Vega, see your face on here as well. Really appreciate you sitting on a panel and adding your thoughts to the group from an intellectual property standpoint as you practice law in that area. Ruth, really appreciate you coming to present to us about education in AI and some of our policy missions. And then we'll have a lot of other folks that are going to be popping in the afternoon. So really appreciate everybody's involvement. This is not an easy thing to throw together, and everybody has kind of stepped up to help out. So I really do also want to give a shout out to the conference team. Riza is our conference chair, of course. Toby, really appreciate kind of your marketing leadership here, helping us get the word out. Karsten, if you're on, I haven't seen your name. It's getting a lot harder to track names here. I see, oh, Karsten is on. Thank you, Karsten. Karsten's our local host. He's also playing Doc Searle's Bagman, picking him up from the airport and helping him show him a good time in Pasadena. Thank you, Karsten. Really appreciate you. Karsten's also speaking at scale on open source policy offices. Karsten was principal leader for the open source policy office at Red Hat for a long time. So definitely catch the rest of scale to hear what Karsten's got going. Jordan Schwartz, Jordan.
I'm here.
Yeah, Jordan. Hey, Jordan. Hey, why don't you give us a quick scale plug right here?
Scale is the Southern California Linux Expo. It's going into its 21st year. They did take a year off of COVID. It's like the Kwaai project. It's a grassroots organization. It was built out of Linux and open source enthusiasts. And coming out of Linux Install Fest and things like that. The conference just grew and grew and grew. I happened to see Reza's keynote presentation at a thing called DataCon LA, which is a summer data-focused conference similar to Scale, also a grassroots thing. And I said, this needs to be at scale. When I make a couple introductions, the next thing you know, the Kwaai Summit is next Thursday afternoon. So keep it, if you're in the LA area, if you can make it to beautiful Pasadena, California, next Thursday. And remember, if you register on the site, we do have a promo code. So the thing is, with the discount on the promo code, you'll probably be paying more for parking and whatever than you will for access to the event. Scale is a 4-day event. The summit is on the first day of the 4 days on Friday. Oh, also Kai speaks. There's another applied open AI and applied sciences track that Kai is speaking on. And I think Karsten's talk is on Saturday. There's also an expo floor with over 100 exhibitors, either commercial or open source companies, and also communities. So the Kwaai Summit will be there, and we'll be there with Free Software Foundation, the software, I think it's the Software Conservancy, Freedom Conservancy, and other just interesting types of groups. So, oh, and there is also on Saturday, there is a kids track. So if you're bringing your kids, check out the Scales for Kids track. where the kids put on their own presentations, and they have a good time too. Anyway, that's so lots of great geek stuff, including a Kwaai Summit. See you there. And I'll be wandering around as well if Kwaai can't help you out. And on the Slack channel, it's the Kwaai-Summit if you got any questions.
Right, and then we've got a booth as well, so we're going to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll be demoing at the booth. Doc Searle's going to be on the booth, so if you want to come,
really? Great.
Yeah, if you want to come and chat with him, he's there till Sunday, and then we are going to be streaming live our next Kwaai Day from the convention center as the booth is being assembled. We're going to be there just streaming. Look, this stuff has just got to work. Okay.
We always talk about building the engines on the 747 as we're flying through the air. We'll build our booth as we're conducting the meeting.
Hey, the booth is just 3 of these things, so we just pop them up.
Yeah, no, that'll be done Thursday after the summit before we head. Oh, that's the other thing, right? And after the summit,
well, hold on, Jordan. Hold on, Jordan. Hold on. No. After the summit, we have an announcement for that.
Okay, good.
So let me put yours on ice for a sec.
Please.
I also want to give a shout out to Debbie Kodanak. Debbie's been super helpful just on the back end. She's helped us put some things together with the announcement that I'm about to make here. She'll be virtual, but huge thanks to Debbie for helping coordination there. Please, again, RSVP, hit the attend button on LinkedIn. And as Riza sent the email earlier this week, please use that LinkedIn invite blast. You can filter by your Los Angeles area contacts. We would love these seats to be filled. You are not required to pay for scale and attend scale to attend the Kwaai Summit. Obviously, highly encouraged, but we would love the community to come out. We do have some seats available still. Please help us get some more butts in those seats. And I want to make another announcement here. Super excited to announce the next Kwaai. You're invited. This is what dall-e thinks it's going to look like. It's going to be a very fancy soiree, according to the AI. But we would love to have you come across the street. We're going to be hosting this at the Hotel Dina, which is just right in the plaza, or right across the street from the summit event in the convention center. So please come out, Opera Summit. We'll head over there, run it till about 7 p.m., then go have dinner. But this will be a really great opportunity to just kind of come together with folks, have a drink, grab an appetizer, but just mingle with the folks and have some great inspired AI conversations. You'll have just come out of 5 hours of mind expanding presentations. So this is a great opportunity for us to really get into it face to face. So please join us at Kwaai at the Hotel Dina after the summit. Jordan, did you still want to make an announcement?
No, this is great. Yeah, sweet. I mean, I'd imagine that. Yeah, this is, I guess, extended hallway track, right? And the extended hallway track, could continue on after that, right? There's a bunch of of great places right across the street from the Pasadena Convention Center.
You mentioned the Yard House. I spoke to them. They said they'd be happy to take a walk-in party of 35 people.
Yeah.
So there may be an end up after this, but we've got some fancy some fancy wristbands here. You're gonna have to show up at the summit in person to get a fancy wristband.
Oh boy.
We're going to be exclusive after party here for the Kwaai-lighters that are attending Pasadena in Pasadena. So please come out, RSVP on the summit page. We'll send you all the details here a bit early next week. Really appreciate that. There was one question, and then Kai, I see your hand up. I'll come back to you in just a sec here. There was one question in the chat for you, Jordan. Do you have any idea what the attendance at scale looks like?
I would get over the 4 days. The numbers I've heard is around 2,500, but that could be wrong. It really it's hard to gauge. So I'll, we should maybe ask Alon. Maybe he's got some more official numbers.
Awesome. And Karsten posted a few in there. Hey, Karsten, I see you just popped on. You got a quick one on that?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I'm pretty close to what Jordan was saying. My memory from last year was they were getting close to being getting to the original biggest number before the pandemic, and I think it's something north of 3,000 on Saturday, which is the biggest attendance day. So there's a nice curve of attendance where the peak is on Saturday. So I think we're probably because of the co-located events. Thursdays is these days seems to be around 400 to 500 people, maybe spread out across.
Yep.
But it could be a little bit more. So that's the kind of happenstance people who will walk in otherwise. But then when it comes to the booth on Saturday, like expect busy, particularly if we're giving out T-shirts. Expect busy.
Awesome. Kwaai, yes.
Yeah, so I don't have a bow tie, so I don't know if I can join this event based on your picture.
Michael's.
I'll bring one for you, Kwaai.
Dressed as 007 here, so
okay.
We'll see.
So it's on the 14th, or what day exactly?
Yes, 14th, right
Okay.
after the summit. We'll just head right across the street,
Okay.
right after until 7 p.m. So we just rented out a little bit of space. It's not going to look this swanky. Prompt engineering was not going to be my strong suit for this one. But we're gonna have a good time. We will make it a fun party. This is about the conversation. This is about getting to know the community that's coming out from Scale. This is about us all getting together and celebrating all of this work that we just did to put on this show. So thank you all. Thank you, Riza, for putting this down and helping us put this on. Thank you again, Debbie. Shout out to Debbie for the help and coordination of all of this. Debbie used to manage the Hard Rock, so she's pretty good at the party planning side. So appreciate all of this, and yeah.
Yes.
See you there.
Super cool. Just one thing, Jordan was mentioning. I was talking again. So during Kwaai Summit, I will talk about the advance of machine reasoning. But then on Friday at 11:30, not Saturday, I will have 1 hour talk about machine reasoning for life science. So it's going to be much more the application of the machine reasoning on that. Just want to mention that.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Sorry I didn't give you a shout out there earlier. Kwaai fam, from machine reasoning to learning, to machine reasoning. That is the wrong title here. It's advancements in machine reasoning. I should get that updated. Sorry about that. But here's the click here, and take a look at the talk. Sorry, advancements in machine reasoning is what you're giving us. You're giving Scale the intro course. That's right.
Yes. So this is the intro of machine reasoning, and then on Friday, a 1 hour talk on machine reasoning in life science.
Got it. I don't have that one here. Let me get that one added here today.
Okay.
And also, hey, shout out to Cyan. You're going to hear from Cyan here in a few, but shout out to Cyan and Aaron. From Arcus Nexus team. They'll also be presenting at Scale as well. You're going to see folks from Arcus Nexus, including Annie, including Cyan on stage with me during the Kwaai Summit as well, showing off some of the demos of the work they've been doing. So looking forward to seeing some previews here today.
Can I also give a shout out to Sean Blacksfeld, who's coming down from Seattle to talk at Scale, not for us, but he was one of the early members of the Kwaai ecosystem. So, Sean,
and I'll be at the summit, and I can't wait to meet everybody in person.
Great, excellent.
Hey, Sean, nice to see you. Awesome.
Glad to be here.
Here's the agenda. It's on the website. Again, please RSVP. I've already got everybody's headshots up there, so I don't need that call anymore. Actually, before we get to the tools, there were just a few. Wanted to ask Riza, just a quick update just on the Kwaai funding work group meeting, just thoughts around fundraising, especially as we head into the summit, what people can be thinking about.
Excellent. Okay, and that's top of mind now for me. So clearly, we can't just progress on the splendid volunteer effort that we've had. If I had some slides to show you, and maybe I should, but look, I think I've shared with you the traction we've made. I wonder if you can just let me share a few slides. They're easier to talk rather than just having a talking head. So I'm going to go. You made me co-host. You're not allowed to share because Matt's sharing at the moment, so you're going to unshare that, and then I can share. Yeah, but so funding is going to be for me, it's going to be the highest priority for the organization. And make me co-host as well, please. Sorry. So we are. Thank you very much. Right, here we go. So I'm going to share the non-profit pitch deck, but I'm only going to select a few slides. Here's what I want us to celebrate. I want us to celebrate the traction we've made so far. I'm going to make this slide bigger and just talk through it. And Kwaai was founded in July when I left Real Networks. You all remember that video that I shot right here. We appointed some officers. We've got an initial board appointed. We've incorporated. We got approved as a 501c3, and we're going to demonstrate personal AI. Our vision for what personal AI is going to be. We'll demonstrate a proof of concept by this summit next week. Yeah, we clocked 200 plus members now. So these are members that are writing code, researching, or drafting policy. So we're currently split. About 80% of our activity is actually coding for personal AI. The rest of it is split between research into fundamental AI and policy drafting. When we look at the value of the volunteer efforts that we've got, we have, by the end of the year, clocked $1 million of in-kind volunteer effort. Now, everyone's not working 24/7 or even 8 hours a day on Kwaai. Most of us have got day jobs. Well, I'm probably the only one that's full-time on this. And so your volunteer effort has real value for us. But we're not going to grow and meet our goals, the sort of goals that we aspire to at this level. We are going to need injections of funding. So we have I'm just going to share another slide and talk through that. Let's see this one. This is a good slide. Okay, so our ecosystem looks a bit like this, where we've got on the left-hand side volunteers and academic partners and development partners who volunteer. They provide their influence to try and steer the direction of Kwaai. And what do they get back? Well, they get back learning, they get back experience, maybe some networking as well, and the satisfaction that they're doing something good. And most of our messaging has been to this left-hand side of the diagram. We're not ready yet to message to the right-hand side of the diagram. Let's not get distracted and confused by messaging to consumers or messaging to enterprise partners yet. We will do that. After the summit, we'll start changing that message. I think initially it's going to be to enterprise partners to say, hey, you can get a seat at the table, but it's going to cost. There'll be a membership fee. We will later on, once we've got a product that maybe is in beta, then we will start messaging to consumers and message what the value proposition is. But at the moment, the reason we're at a developer conference is because we're growing the movement and we are speaking to developers largely. We're also speaking to AI thinkers and policy developers as well, not just code developers. However, we need to speak to this group here, the group that's going to be able to fund us. And so we developed a funding team, and we've bucketed the funding sources into 5 different buckets, and we've created heads for each of those, and we are moving forward to seek funds. Look, what are we seeking? We're seeking for this year, we're seeking $5 million. To fund our ambitions over the next 4 years, it's $50 million. We're also happy to take in-kind contributions. This year, we're eyeing 15 million in terms of cloud credits from the usual suspects, the hyperscalers. But we're happy to take other in-kind donations as well. And then to fund our 4-year ambition, first of all, we presented to the board our strategic plan. What do we want to do this year? What do we want to do over the next 4 to 5 years? And the board got the first view of it. The board voted on it, and we're moving forward by drilling into more detail into those plans. So that gives you an insight. What I'd like you to do is, if you come up across any funding sources, drop me an email, send me a message on Slack, and then we'll put that into the funding funnel. We're preparing a data room at the moment with the pitch material for each of these 5 different buckets of funding sources, and I'm looking forward to your help to get us funded. Thanks so much. Back to you, Matt.
Awesome. Thank you, Riza. Appreciate that update. I want to hand it over to Toby real quick as well. Toby, would love for you to share just a little bit about that LinkedIn hack that you shared, both the adding the position as well as sharing the LinkedIn invite. If you can walk us through that.
Yes, I'm actually gonna paste the copy into the chat again. There's the link, I think, to it, but let me paste the copy. So essentially, everyone is on LinkedIn, and as we go out to do fundraising, one of the metrics that we can use for validation is LinkedIn. And so this is a call to action to everyone in the community on the call and not on the call to please add Kwaai to your LinkedIn profile as a position. And whenever you started volunteering, that's your start date. And title could be, if you're on the technical team, we'll put a list of titles we suggest in the Slack group. But it's a volunteer organization, so feel free to suggest titles. And by doing this, we will actually quantifiably show month over month to these potential funding sponsors our growth that Reza is talking about. And that is a huge benefit. And all it requires is you guys taking a little bit of time to add that to your LinkedIn profile. And we would really appreciate if you could do that. Thank you. And any other suggestions that anyone has around marketing hacks that we can do, please share them in the marketing channel. If you're not in there, ask Matt to add you to it, please. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
Nice. Thank you. And Maurice, yeah, I would love to hear from you. Maurice, you there? Maybe that was a raise the roof hand.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there you go.
I put Kwaai into my volunteers section. You think it should be up at the top as a position or in volunteer?
Yeah. Do it as a position.
Yeah.
Position is what triggers the metric for us.
Yeah, and especially because once you set it as a position, it says, do you want to announce this? Do you want to share this with your network? That's not throttled by the LinkedIn algorithm.
And Toby, while I have the mic here, I'd love to talk to you about the content that you put into the Slack channel. We could probably get an email out by Monday to everybody to add a message to their LinkedIn channels.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely. And
I read the stuff last night. It's terrific, Toby. It was good writing. Thank you.
Just another quick hack. The event.
Thanks, Maurice.
Yeah, let me tell you the hack that you can use on LinkedIn for the event. The event you can share, and in the share drop-down menu it says invite. Turns out you can invite up to 999 of your first level contacts. And so many of you got more than that. What you do is you filter down to the Los Angeles metropolitan region and you blast that out. Imagine if all of our 200 plus members were to do that, we'd complete, people will be lining up in the hallway for this to come into the summit. There we go. This is it. So the invite there, you can go to Los Angeles metropolitan region, show results. Now you have to scroll all the way down. Don't worry, you have to scroll all the way. Once you've got to the bottom, then you click your checkbox, and you can see Matt's done this already.
It keeps
right.
going.
He keeps going because Matt is a super connected character, and he's just filtered it to LA. I mean, he doesn't even live in LA, and look how connected the guy is.
We would love for you to go and do this invite trick. You do have to scroll, and it loads a little more. Don't hit this select all. If it gives you a problem, can't invite, try to do it again. This thing is not great.
Yeah.
The other thing that you can really help us out with is just go and accept the invite if you're going. This is a great metric for us here. Shows some serious excitement. There's some great names on this list. That means something, and yours do too. So please go and share on LinkedIn that you're going to be attending. Again, register on the Google form, please, so we know, for real. This will be where we also host the virtual component. We're going to switch this invite to the LinkedIn live stream the day of. We want to get as many people out there in person as possible. But also keep this bookmarked, because this is where we'll have the LinkedIn live stream. We would love for you to engage there with the community. If you're on site, if you're coming in virtual, engage there with the comments section. Throw some comments in here. And this also helps keep the conversation going. It shows people engagement and it gets people excited about what's going on over here in LinkedIn. So please help us there. It's very important. We've talked a lot of summit. We've talked a lot of marketing. We've talked a lot of funding ideas. I love it. Let's start talking some engineering updates here. Cyan and team, we would love for you to just show a preview that you showed off as well today. But Cyan, I'm gonna get back to the right screen here and then get you
Matt, one more call to action.
Yeah,
so we do need a few volunteers that can help with this last push for marketing. So anyone that can put a couple of hours in even over the weekend, please stay on for the hackathon if you can, or either email me, Reza, Matt, somebody in the Slack group, and we'll get you assigned to a priority task.
Right.
Awesome. Cyan, I actually don't see Cyan here.
He's not here, but I'm going to.
Yeah. Roman is on it. Okay. You'll tell me when to go.
Sure. Happy Kwaai Day, everyone. I will give a quick update regarding the engineering progress on the personal assistant. Next, please.
Next one.
Basically, we define objectives for this week that include, and the most relevant one is start playing with calendar interactions. We have a few experiments on that and having few troubles, but been resolving them. We expect to have a very clean demo presentation for the Scale conference and the summit. And we'll also empowering this with an Amazon Web Services deployment and running a few quality assurance test cases in order to assure a perfect presentation. So basically, that's the engineering update on our side. I don't know. I saw, Matt, on the slide that a demo was listed, but I don't think we do have enough time to demonstrate.
Totally understand, and frankly, we wouldn't have enough time to appreciate it to still get to some member voices today. So
Yeah,
we'll put that one on hold. I just really want to give a shout out to the team. You know, they've built something really neat with very nebulous requirements and a lot of, you know, conversation and perspectives flying around them. That's the beauty and the blessing and the curse of this, you know, Kwaai community, is that, hey, we're a big tent. We want perspectives. We want feedback. And I want to give a big shout out to the Arcus Nexus team for, you know, navigating through all of that and developing us a great proof of concept demo for what personal AI can do for people in their life. Big shout out. Joe, go ahead, Merlin.
Just one last comment, because we are not going to stay on the uncomfortable of the requirements. We're also working with Toby to improve that process. So that would help a lot in order to have ground to earth requirements and have the community also the possibility to take requirements and expand the reach. Another call to action to join our architecture group and collaborate, please.
Yeah, I posted a link to join the Slack work group. If you're not already in there, then you're not signed up as a member or an advisor. So we can correct that for you if you'd like to be. But if you're not in there, please get in there and join us. This is really where we're building our virtual community and keeping up with each other asynchronously. All right. Member voices is a great time. It's my favorite part of the of Kwaai Day here. We are also going to run a member voices during the summit next week as well. So really hoping for folks to come in. We're really hoping to get to know the community that shows up. We'll take them all across the street for Kwaai after. But this is my favorite part. This is an opportunity for the new folks, especially if it's your first Kwaai meeting. We would love, whether you're popping in just to see what's going on or you're joining as a member, we would love for you to introduce yourself. If you've been to a few of these, or if you haven't been in a while, we would love to hear from you again. And you know, please raise your virtual hand here, and we'd love to call on folks. If I see your name, and Michael's going to lead us off. Thank you, Michael. One more warning: if I do see your name in the list and I don't remember it, I may call on you. So that's your fair warning here. Michael, why don't you lead us off?
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me, Matt. Appreciate it. I guess I suppose I have a unique perspective in all of this development when it comes to AI and building better tools. Galapagos Engineering is focusing on building what I call a meta tool. It is a tool to build all other tools, and that means going down to the very fundamental hardware level and re-engineering how data is not only transmitted but stored and computed on a hardware level. And once that problem is solved, it's going to really unlock a lot of creative potential using these types of electromechanical machines we call computers. The real danger in all of this is building tools to cause problems. You know, technology can be used for good or ill. And so part of the thing that we're all hand-wringing and struggling with about, especially when it comes to AI ethics, you know, should we build it or should we not? And so we have a responsibility as engineers to build technology in such a way that mitigates bad actors, but also empowers people to be productive. Because ultimately, we all have a boss, whether we want to admit it or not. There's somebody we have to answer to, and we all have to survive and make money. And so how do we do that honorably without causing problems? And that is a real sticky wicket. But that is one of the things I am very conscious about, because my business partner spent 33 years at the CIA as the equivalent of Q, and was also the director of war games. So he and I have a certain viewpoint. It's not so much a dark viewpoint, but it's reality, because we know there are bad actors out there that will use this. And to give you a real example of this, about 5 years ago, someone had taken a bunch of Samsung phones, put them into a parallel processing array to mine Bitcoin. Now that sounds pretty benign, but Bitcoin, what is it based on? Well, it's a variant of RSA encryption. So if you've got the tools to break encryption, it's all over. And there is, you know, it's going to cause a whole bunch of havoc. And this is one conversation that is not so much being ignored, but kind of brushed aside. And we're running into the forest to develop tools that are inherently reckless. And so if we're really serious about this, we have to engineer things the right way and get it out there. And that does require money, Reza. You're absolutely right. Let's get $5 million from somewhere and actually get serious about this. So thank you. And that's all I have to say for now. And if you want to know more, I have a wealth of information to pollute your consciousness, and it might cause a psychotic break, but I will try to avoid that. Thank you very much.
Going to be the best Kwaai conversations. I guarantee it. We've got a few new faces. Anybody want to raise their virtual hand and go next, or before I start calling on people? You're going to get called on.
And also people that we haven't heard from for a long time.
Yeah, we got some folks we haven't seen in a while. All right, I'm going to start calling names. Ty, I see you're a new name. Ty, would you like to say hello?
Okay. Hey, Reza. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Ty.
I'm looking forward to coming to Pasadena to the event, more to figure out what the contours of the whole personal AI play. I'm here to learn, so I'm doing more listening than talking.
Thanks, Ty. I got your WhatsApp message. Thought,
right.
who is this? Okay, but thanks so much. Thanks. I'm looking forward to reconnecting with you.
Yes. Cheers, mate.
Wonderful. Welcome, Ty. Thanks for joining, and looking forward to meeting you in person next week. So Sophia, would love to hear from you if you'd like to introduce yourself. And I will move on. I'm not going to leave it here. How about Tim? How about Tim?
Yeah, so thanks everybody. I appreciate it. I just got in a little late. I'm new here, and this is my first time to meet with everybody. Really quickly, I'm a retired mentor with the Service Corps of Retired Executives, and basically I have, I mentor 1,100 pro bono, clients who are starting their businesses. So as you can imagine, the things that happen with small businesses is they don't have time and they don't have money, which is why I needed to get involved or needed to understand a little bit more about AI. And as such, like the things that I'm most proud of as a mentor for small businesses is I have 2 clients who got, deals on Shark Tank. And the deal here really is if I can help, our clients pretty much use AI from our perspective, ethically, morally, and, productively, then I'm really more here to learn than anything else. So I appreciate the call and I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Awesome, Tim. Appreciate you joining and appreciate your perspective here. Super important to Kwaai that, we're building something for the world, not just, for us tech people. And all those small business owners need to be personally augmented in order to compete with these big mega behemoth monopolies that are forming. So really core to the mission will be to enable those small business owners at scale. Thank you for joining. How about Anil? I'm not sure we've heard from you before. Anil? How about Anu Geetha?
This is Anil here. Sorry, I was not able to unmute myself. Hey, thanks for getting me on this group. This is the first time I'm joining. I'm based out of San Diego. I am an AI enthusiast, and my main lookout is to be part of this mission. And when I learned about it from one of my friends recently, I jumped in and see that what I can contribute and be part of this great journey along with all of us in this one. Thank you.
Awesome, Anil. You going to drive up the coast to Pasadena next week?
I'll try.
All right. Well,
thank you.
We look forward to meeting you in person. Hope you can make it. Great to have you here, Anil. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
How about Anu?
Hey, Matt. Nice to be here. I think I've introduced myself last week, but
well, you get to go again.
Oh, okay. I'm really enthusiastic about AI and the vision of this Kwaai, and really happy to be here. I'm right now I'm just fly on the wall, listening to what's all happening and trying to learn and trying to see where I fit in and where I can contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu. Well, Toby and Debbie and myself, we're all super excited to help figure that out as well. So, in addition to putting Kwaai on your LinkedIn profile as a volunteer, position, we also want to help folks figure out where they fit in and what they can do to contribute, given their perspective and where they're coming from to Kwaai. So looking forward to having you here and having you be a part of it. Thank you, Anu. I see a few names that we haven't seen in a while. I hope I'm not missing any new folks. This list is getting hard to manage here. I'm not sure. Would anybody like to pop up and say something? Diego, we haven't seen you in a while. Would you like to say hi to everybody?
Hey everyone, you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, so I've been traveling lately, that's why I was not very active, but I think lately in the AI for life sciences group, we've been basically studying LLMs in their ability to provide us with some healthcare related data or healthcare related information, specifically drug side effects. And we started doing this research with some of the people also that are probably here. We have several insights already on how this system can basically fail. And most of these tasks they should be simple, right? Because the information about drug side effects or side effect medications are already out there, right? So this is not, we are not asking for predictions, but simply for giving us back information that we already know, right? This is where we are at. So we are assessing, we want to assess at least 4 different models. We have, I think the results from 2 now. And I think Josh was helping me with another. And that's, that's where we are at now. And the next goal will be probably to see how we can incorporate more contextual information into these models to see whether we can improve them. So that's, I think, where the research is moving forward. And the end goal will be, given some more patient-specific information, can we do specific queries to this LLM, supposedly that works for this type of data, that can help the individual patient, right? Because right now it's just taking overall information from the population, but not being specific to the patient.
Thank you, Diego. Really inspired by Diego's leadership and work in the AI for Life Sciences group. Please join that Slack channel if you're interested in this direction. Diego's really doing some core research into AI safety here for personal assistance. What he found, I think it was 40% objective accuracy in one of these cases, in one of these tests, that it was wrong. It was wrong 60% of the time. That's not very assisting to someone personally if it's going to send them down the wrong path, more often than not. So really appreciate the work that Diego's getting involved with there and what he's really finding out that these things are good for and how they can be used. We're at 57. We could squeeze one more intro in if I see a hand, but otherwise I'm going to send it back over to Riza. All right. Oh, we got one. Serge.
Oh, no, I did it by accident. Okay, look, I'll do it. I would love to hear from people on Slack or in the marketing section or at one of the channels, some of the things that they would like to see written on Kwaai when there's a proper blog going and everything else. I'd just love to get some ideas of some of the articles that you think that would help you, especially if you're new coming on board. I'd love to know, what do you think we should be saying out there? And that's it really. And Carsten's there is one of my, kin here, who I'm going to rope in on this. But suggestions from real people, real ideas, please. And that could be anything from how to do a containerized install of one of our products to literally like coming up with ideas from for how this could be used in education from somebody who has no technical background, right? So I am not prejudging this on saying you need to have coding ability or any of that. I really want to know, what do people want to know about? Ideas, thoughts, or even volunteer to write an article. And I can edit you. Okay, thanks. That's it.
Awesome, Serge.
Sorry.
Serge, on that note, in the About page of the Kwaai website, if you scroll right to the bottom, I added a few FAQs, but I'd like that expanded out. Like, what is Kwaai?
The thing is, this is with FAQs, I've got to say is we've got to have our own RAG system. I mean, it's ridiculous that we don't give agency to the thing that we're actually bloody building to do what we want.
So ultimately,
the FAQ for sure.
Yes.
You've got that. I'll make sure. But really, we should be, one of our first things is to bootstrap our own bot,
right,
and have that as the story, right?
So we are going to host. In fact, with Shad and Darren and a few of the other DevOps guys are putting together allowing us to host our bot in the cloud, and then you'd be able to either access it on a mobile phone or on the web page, and you can ask it questions in natural language about Kwaai.
That would be awesome. And I saw some of the stuff Allergy's working on as well. That was mind blowing.
It's basically
maybe have. I mean, why don't we start a little group here to audition the bot and put it through its ringers for the people that are actually signed up to Slack. So that might be an idea, is to actually really put it through and get it to give false positives, that we as a community test it, and then we put it out there. Anyway, I'll leave with that. Thank you, Razor, for that information. I think that's
fantastic. Awesome. Okay,
I'll follow up with that with all that.
So let's see if we can do a dismount before the hackathon. I'm walking along this 4-inch beam, and I'm now going to do the tumble and then hopefully nail the dismount. We are heading towards the summit. This is actually our second summit, but it's a major proof point because we are putting together, we are demonstrating software that illustrates our vision for what personal AI could be. I'm going to ask you to imagine an assistant that you own that is trained on your private data, it's secure to you, that knows you, that you can talk to, and it will talk on your behalf to third-party systems. That's the idea of personal AI. The ability to be able to have a conversation with your own data is going to be so empowering. That on its own will be empowering. But then have this agent be able to talk on your behalf to third-party systems would also be liberating. So that's where we're heading. Hopefully the proof point, the proof of concept that we show at the conference will be an illustration. But that's where we need to head towards. It's signaling to the world, to the market, to our potential funders. It's signaling to potential customers, but it's more, we're messaging still to developers to grow and say, come along the journey with us. We have a vision for what personal AI could be, and come along and make a difference. And by the end of this year, we will have something. We will have something that will be out in the market. And I'm thanking you all for coming along the journey early with me and with the rest of the movement. We are going to make a difference that's going to be culturally significant. And if you're not part of it, you're gonna regret it. So now's the time to join. Join at the ground floor of a movement that is democratizing AI. Thanks very much.
We're going to continue with questions in the hackathon call right after this. We'll be switching over there. We call it the hackathon, but we hack on everything. Ask big questions about this meeting. We get into some deeper discussion with a smaller group. Please join us over there. Thank you so much for joining us this Kwaai Day. See you next week at Scale and the Kwaai Summit.